Can everyone say something quickly?
Quickly.
Hey.
Good man.
1, 2.
Cool. We ready to roll?
Go for
And
it.
there's no. Yep.
Here goes their Crows!
That was all right, wasn't it?
Yay!
That was
That was all right, wasn't it?
and cat.
Anchor.
How you doing, boys?
All
right,
good,
man.
you?
Not bad at all.
Good.
Can you believe it's been a week already?
It's been a week.
Yeah, I can't. It fucking dragged this week.
All right, yeah.
I couldn't wait for this next episode. I was like, come on.
Mine absolutely flew this week, man. But really good response from last week, and I think we've all tried to update the best we can. We've taken all the feedback, so if there's anything anybody can think that they want to see or they want to hear, keep sending us questions, keep sending us messages privately, and we'll do everything we can. Like, so
That's it. We already got a few people on. Look.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
Joe.
no bad.
Hey, Anthony, Lauren, Luke, Pete, Claire, Diane, Emma. Seaton,
Hello,
Jenny.
everyone.
What's up?
Oh, Bruce. Is it?
CrowCast.
there we
If
go.
anybody wants to ask a question, Dave, this is your job tonight. You can look on the side and pick some questions. Keep them for later.
Yeah, I got it up here now. So
And this week we've got Mikey Evans coming on as well from SteelHouse Festival.
Mikey.
cool. Yeah, all good.
I can't wait for
Keep
that.
an eye on it.
Obviously, last week it was us 5, and we talked about having a guest, and then you hooked us up then, Shane. Literally moments as we went off air, but
That's it. And he couldn't wait to get on. Thing is, they got their own, they got SteelCast, haven't they? But it's time to up their game now to professional with a CrowCast.
I think SteelCast is pretty much another version of CrowCast because they keep mentioning us anyway. So
I know. It's brilliant.
that's the game, isn't it? That's the drink.
Yes, every week. No, we love Mikey and Max. Max couldn't join us. He's isolating, and his Mac is up the office, so he couldn't get up the Mac to see the Mac. So he would have joined us as well. But great to have Mikey on board. Or as I like to call them, as many people like to call them, Bert and Ernie.
Apparently so.
Absolute legends. So, how we been then?
It's just been weird.
I mean, all right.
It's weird, like, because obviously part of our
We
week,
have dog walking a lot.
part of our week is normally practice, isn't it?
Pretty much it.
We always talk about gigs coming up. We always talk about what's needed in the band, like. So it's a bit weird when I think this week we've just been talking about this, haven't we? The CrowCast, like trying to make it the best it can be.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've
Dave's
already lost Dave.
Already lost Dave. You want to talk about dogs, see?
That's
Tell
it,
me.
yeah.
Went for a dog walk. Fuck off.
He's gonna take a dog for a walk.
Bloody hell, like,
Brilliant.
no
What have you up to, Lloyd?
Well, finished work on Friday, so I'm off work now. I've been in the garden. I had a bit of an eventful day yesterday. I woke up to no power at all, which was I started having all these conspiracies going through my head, thinking they're out to get me, they're gonna kill me, and they're not having it. And so anyway, we ended up having Western Power Distribution come to the house to check the lines, incoming lines, and that was fine. But it turns out it was British Gas, bunch of wankers. Fucking
Straight to the point, isn't
definitely getting cut off now, aren't I?
Oh, there we are.
Won't be getting no sponsorship off him, but
Fucking hell, they charge enough. Fuck them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's
So,
you
yeah.
with the British Gas and his batters with RAC, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his just picking on the pigeons.
Yeah.
That was fine. But it turns out it was British Gas, bunch of wankers. The hell? We're here.
Nicely pleaded twice.
Yeah.
That's
I was just trying to get the
Dave.
live feed up so I can get the questions for later. That's all.
All
Tidy
right.
did.
Okay. How are you, Playing guitar? Any good riffs?
I got 4 on the go.
Yeah?
Yeah. So
Send them over.
Oh yeah.
you know me, man. I'd only send them when I'm 100%. That'll do.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know. But you'll have them soon enough. But
Good man. Your microphone's a little bit low. Anybody else?
hang on. Then.
Sounds
No.
all right. He's quite quiet. He sounds all right though.
Dave, you're blaring, man.
Any better?
Is that better?
All right. Give it a crackle in there.
Yeah. Well, Rice Krispie, Billy.
Bit of a Rice Krispie. What have you been up to, Shane? Anything?
Well, my weekly debate with the crows, the pigeons, innit?
How's that gone? I see you were tag team, weren't you?
But it's the fingers, innit? I was like, when I had them. I had one. It's all in the fingers. We really want to see those fingers. It's like Vic and Bob, innit?
I watched that video, man. I got visions this week now of a fucking line. There's going to be like 3 or 4 this week. Do you know what I mean? And then one week you're going to go out just like Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Like there's just going to be all fucking...
Yeah, I know. And just shit everywhere. No, it's been good, man. Just had my children a lot, which has been amazing. They stay over quite a bit now, which is class. But all good. And I've been obviously got the competitions now this week, so preparing for all that because we had a lot. I underestimated how many people watched the CrowCast and how many people we got as fans at the moment. And we've just been overwhelmed with names. So I've been cutting all them out like yesterday and today, putting them in a bin, ready to do the competition tonight. But thank you for everybody like jumping on board tonight and getting involved. It feels good, man. You know, sort of sorting out like little gifts and stuff, giving back a tiny bit. You know, it's good.
Yeah, I think this has kept us busy, really, haven't it, all week? Just like talking about it, because, like I said, there's a void to fill, man. When you're in a band, especially, like, you know, you're always kind of working on new stuff, or you've just got a routine without realizing it, like, you know. And I think for us this week, we were due to go to Germany.
Yeah.
So that was going to be our first stint out in Germany, which is gutting with the Wagons boys, and I don't know, it's just been nice. This has kind of kept me occupied trying to work out new stuff and talking about what we're going to say on the show. And then it was brilliant then when we knew Mikey was going to come on so we could have a chat with Mikey. And it's still a way of interacting. It's bizarre, but it's a good way of interacting, isn't it? Like, you know? So
I've done a couple of interviews this week for magazines, German magazines. I've done one today, actually, Breakout magazine in Germany.
That's rubbing it in, isn't it?
What's that?
That's right. That's rubbing it in, isn't it?
No, but it's mad because like the Germans were dead excited about the tour, as were we. So yeah, it is getting like obviously Rock the Boat as well, missed that, and
It's crazy, isn't it?
it sucks, but obviously
It's like literally the whole music industry is just kind of grinding halt.
world up.
We just don't know. Yeah, crazy.
It is.
yeah, man, I've been on the laptop a lot working, and then I've been watching Netflix. I watched that. Have any of you seen this? If I put this photo up now,
Oh, look out! Whoa, no, nothing.
Dark side of the ring, is it?
no,
Tiger, isn't it?
Tiger King, man. I'm not going to say much
He's the
about
dude.
it.
He
Yeah.
plays lions and tigers.
Hang on, no, Dave. Don't spoil it. No
He's
spoil
been
it.
on Louis Theroux, man. If you've seen Louis Theroux, he's been on it before.
Has he really?
Yeah. He was on Louis Theroux a couple of years ago. Did World's Most Dangerous Pets, and he was on it. So I'm guessing most of the people who are watching this have seen that. I'm guessing.
Mate, it is not what you expect. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
so I stuck it on. I thought, oh, you know, crazy Americans keeping big animals or something like that. Just something, you know, how they try and spin it. It's got everything in it. Like, so honestly, check it out, man. So that was kind of my watch of the week. Like, you know, it was the Tiger King, and then obviously I've been catching up on the Dark Side of the Ring. Like,
Oh, here we go.
Hey,
Up
did you
again.
see, Ronnie? Did you see there was a trailer for the second? Is it like a series or?
yeah, well, I just
I
started.
seen a trailer for it.
I just started season 2 of Dark Side of the Ring.
There we are. Then I saw the trailer for that. Yeah.
He liked this so much the first time round, he thought he'd go back for more.
Yeah, man. No, there's new season started, and there's a guy called Chris Benoit I don't know if any of you remember.
I know the old crippler crossface.
Yeah, man. So it was like back in the day, there was a wrestler called Chris Benoit.
Brilliant.
I'm not going to spoil it, but it's all about his story and what happened. I don't know if any of you know what happened. Yeah, it's really, really, it's deep, like, you know. So yeah, it was Blinding episode, 2 parts. Incredible, absolutely incredible. But season 1 is worth a watch, boys, whether you're into wrestling or not. It's those really like gritty documentaries. Do you know what I'm saying? Like really shot well. The reconstructions are brilliant because there's all like silhouettes of what the wrestlers or whoever they're talking about. So like if they're talking about Hulk Hogan, it's like a silhouette of him and a guy playing him. It's really well. It's well shot. Like so.
I love Shane's face in all of this.
I know. Sports.
Listen, you now. Listen to me now. How long have I known you? Sports entertainment. It is not a sport.
It's a sport. It's sports entertainment. It is. It's sports entertainment. Sports entertainment. But anyway, Dark Side of the Ring. Few people contacted me. They watched season 1. They loved it. Season 2 has just dropped. Chris Benoit, absolutely insane. Apart from that, no. I've had a little blast of Modern Warfare. It's a sad day when you have to borrow a computer game off your son. But I was like, look, I'm bored. I haven't been on the Xbox for too long. So I was like, what's happening? What games are cool? And then he gave me Modern Warfare. And after a lot of bad language, that didn't last long. So...
yeah. How are the boys getting on in all this, man? You know, it's different. It's going to be a little bit different for them, isn't it? Because
our kids are all. That's actually a question. Last week, have we got kids? Yeah, we have got children, and all our children are different ages in the band. So, like my 2 boys who are at home now, 15 and 13, and it's different. I mean, the day before was fun. We went out on the balcony with like a gym session, so we took the punch bag out there. We took weights out and stuff like that, and we did squats, and I couldn't walk for 2 days, so that wasn't
what's new.
But it's hard. It's like trying to keep them happy.
What's new?
Hey, you're the one watching Dark Side of the Ring, buddy.
I know. But
sorry.
Yeah, it's trying to keep them motivated, because I don't know if anybody who's watching this episode now, I don't know if they got teenagers living at home. They just don't get it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well,
they don't.
Mine just don't want to come. They don't want to go outside. It's like I'm outside digging the garden up, and it's amazing, and trying to get them out, even to go on the trampoline. But they poke their head out, and they're like, "Nah, back in."
But it's been like the weather's been so good lately, and it's been almost been like
beautiful.
Mine want to go out.
Been incredible.
Problem. They want their life back.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, I've been out a lot. I mean, literally, I've been going to walking into like I've basically just been out with my dog a lot. So I've just been walking around the sand dunes, not another person in sight. It's been awesome, man. I get used to it, you know.
Shane, I did the first shopping experience today
on Tesco.
Yeah. So you boys didn't come on the other day. We got I think it was me, you, and Shina. We got Mikey on just to make sure all the connection worked and everything. And it's bizarre. Like, you're talking about gardening and you're talking about just stuff that you don't normally do. Like, you know. And Tesco's become you told me about Tesco's, like your experience of shopping in Tesco's. Well, I did that today, which was bizarre. Like, where you're queuing like 15 minutes away, but it's really safe and everything. Do you know what I mean? And then you take the trolley down, and then when you go in, it's quite tranquil. Like, it's quite.
Yeah. Do you know what it's like? My comparisons where I was queuing up outside the Tesco's yesterday, I was getting a newspaper for my mother to drop it to her. And it's like, I said to the guy on the way in, I was like, this is queuing up for like a London, like an exclusive nightclub where everyone's got like stood outside and like behind the barrier and all the rest of it. And then you get inside, it's just like, what the?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Have you been outside,
It's
Shane?
not as fun.
Yeah. I go for a walk every day.
Do you?
Yeah, a couple of fags.
Keep healthy.
But sure, the good thing about it, you know, like avoid people. I've been trying to do that all my life. It's good for me.
It's quite nice, actually. You know, when you walk down, if there's anything good, like if you walk down the road, someone sort of like walks across the other side, and you're like, "Oh, this is brilliant." I get used to this.
Yeah.
It is bonkers, isn't it? It's a bit surreal. I mean, I'm enjoying spending time with the family and stuff. It's amazing, but it's the little things every now and again. I go, oh my God, you can't go out. Like you can't go and do what you actually want to do, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just like, you know, I know we want to take people away from it. It's just, it is important to kind of accept what's going on, like, and hopefully, you know, it is going to get better, you know. So it's killing me not jamming with you boys. That's doing my nothing, like. So
yeah,
we're going to be a bit rusty when we get back to it, aren't we? We'll start from scratch.
I don't know, actually. That's probably the most I've ever played drums. So.
Well, I suppose, yeah. But I mean, as a collective, you know.
Probably the most I've ever played them. So it's not a bad thing, you know. So it's not too bad. Do you wanna any questions come in, Shane, or is it Dave's job?
Dave, have you got any? Or
there's been no question. People can you start sending questions in? I'm having a lot of people just saying.
Well, here's one. Who's drinking what tonight then?
All right. Okay.
Ronnie, what are you drinking?
I got a coffee in a Guinness cup just to mix it up, like, you know.
Classic. It's a classic. Coffee in a Guinness cup. I'm on the. This is gospel now, right? I'm not proud of it. I know we said last week about how much I'm eating and drinking. There's nothing else to do. For Christmas, my family always buy me either whiskey or Southern Comfort or rum. I've gone through 3 liters of Southern Comfort in 3 weeks. I'm not even joking. How bad is that?
That's brilliant.
3 liters, bottles.
Just sit around the house, being like, are you microdosing with alcohol? Are you just having like a little bit constantly, or are you getting smashed in the evening?
Is that all?
Yeah. I was going to get pro there.
China put that away in a night of vodka. With the vodka.
I thought you were going to say 3 liters in 3 days. I was going to go,
No, I'm not there yet.
We're not condoning that kind of behaviour, kids,
no,
right?
I'm on the tea.
Let's have a look at your recycling box. Come on.
Get your recycling box out, bud.
My recycling box looks like it's come straight from Italy. It's just full of red wine bottles, just like poking out of it. Oh, Mario lives there.
What was his other bit? Luigi.
Luigi.
Yeah, Luigi's next door.
Oh, that's Lisa.
Donkey Kong.
Hannah Chapman's asked if that's Malbec. It's not Malbec. I do like Malbec. This is a Pinot Noir. The reason why I got it, I'll explain. Pinot Noir, when the weather warms up, it's a lighter wine, so you can drink it and it's slightly like cooler. So like with other wines, you got to drink them at a certain temperature, but Pinot Noir you can drink a bit cooler, so you can cool it off a little bit and drink it on a warmer day. Yeah. It's a good lunchtime wine as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to need a new graphic for him next week, and
one with a pinky bow.
Dave's Aussie. Do you remember Aussie from Food? Was it Food and Drink? That program, the wine guy.
Oh yeah.
There we are. See, there's a pinky. To good health, everyone.
Good show, old boy.
While you're at it, Dave, and you're on phone, do you want to do your segment this week, or?
Oh, yes.
What the? No. Baby, did you know? Oh, well, that.
Yeah, man. Go on, then, Dave.
This week.
Hang on now, Dave. Let's set you up properly now.
Okay, right.
You ready, bud?
Look a bit of a comb over there, and I look best shiny. Did you know the reason people use this insult? All right, some of you might know it. That insult, it comes from what they used to do when they used to capture the archers. The British used to capture the archers, and they chop their 2 fingers off, and they sort of use that as the archers would use that as an insult. Like, look, still got my 2 fingers. Fucking have it. Fucking have it. Next week.
Oh, can't wait, Dave. Can't wait. Here we are.
Sorry, you're on. That was brilliant, Dave.
I say tell all your mates down a pub, but you can't go to the fucking pub. So,
So to recap on that came from the archers, yeah?
yeah, they're 2 fingers like that, yeah, because it was the archers would use it to
Well, as in war or the radio show, Dave?
the archers.
Is he gone?
I'll have more exhilarating facts on the Waltons next week.
Excellent.
Oh, yes.
Excellent. There's another graphic.
Anyway, stop embarrassing me. Let's move on, shall we?
You know what you were talking about there? So funny,
Yeah.
right? You know, I got obviously my boy 6 years old. I've had that sent to me. See that there? Well, the signed photo is the one we had back in the day where I think Shiner's doing that.
Yeah.
He's doing that. Of course, I've had it framed and I put it up on the wall. I had a 6-year-old looks at it and goes, oh, Daddy, I can't believe it. Shiner Lloyd is swearing. I'm like, I know. You wait till
I know,
see it.
because we never swear. We never swear, do we, Shine?
No, I never swear. But he said about 3 or 4 times, you got to tell Lloyd, Dad. You got to tell Lloyd to stop doing that. I'm like, okay, but yeah, no problem. I'll tell him. I was like, God, can you imagine him seeing me on microphone? Is swearing every 5 minutes.
All right, hold on a minute. I'm going to interrupt you there. Jacko's just commented on my fact of the day, right? Smart ass, right?
Oh,
He says it was the French, apparently, that threatened to cut the fingers of Welsh bowmen off at the Battle of Cressy.
yeah.
So a little bit of depth to my interesting fact. Cheers, Jacko.
Yeah, but is he saying that you in fact was wrong?
Yeah,
I just think he was.
wrong?
I just think he was adding. I think he was embellishing the fact. I just gave the.
No, he's
You do second.
Cheers, Jacko. But I'll buy you a
Jacko fact.
That's brilliant, that, isn't it? We had a catch up in a week, and the last thing I said was, Dave, have you got your fact right? Yeah, got it sorted. It is right now.
No, that was right.
It's right.
It was right. No, it was right. It was just. Yeah, I didn't say it was. I said it was British soldiers, not Welsh. Apparently, it's Welsh.
Oh, so he was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So did you know?
Did you know? More than.
That's brilliant. Ben
Ambler's asked a question, right?
Oh, hang on now. Read it first.
Who would win in a fight?
You sure that's not Digby?
Yeah, it sounds like a Digby question, doesn't it?
Isn't it?
Who would win on a fight on how many drugs?
I tell you what. I tell you who'd win on a pretend fight. Ronnie watches all that WWE, doesn't he?
I got the belt up there, sunshine.
You're like,
I got the belt up there. I got the action figures. And everything. I got the action figures. I got asked the other day as well, while we were talking about the tour, we were talking about everything about Winter's End and stuff. A couple of people mentioned that we never talked about the record and how well it did. So that could be kind of something cool to brush over.
Yeah, cool.
we're not big-headed, see we, you know.
No. Just bring it back.
Hey, and I'll tell you, did you know? No. This is another interesting fact. I was in work a couple of days ago and some lad was like, what's your band called? Told him the band and he went and checked us out. And he was like, yeah, it's all right. Like, it's not my thing. I prefer Ed Sheeran. So I sent him a screenshot of us above Ed Sheeran in the chart. I was like, stick your Ed Sheeran up your arse, mate.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no. So how that? I haven't got his money, but
it is a cool point to thank everybody because probably the majority of people watching this bought the record. So
yeah.
And then that's where it came.
He went in at number 6, didn't he?
Number 6.
What? This record, you mean?
Oh, I'll pass that up, bud.
Oh, is it? We're gonna with the vinyl, like. Whoa, where did that come from?
Oh, look
You're
at
gonna pass
that.
it to me now, no?
Wrong way, innit?
You're gonna pass it to me.
I'm going to try
Go on,
it.
Ed. What do you? Oh, I got it. Anyway. Yeah, it's
Oh, a record.
number 14.
It's a good one, like, it's a good one.
You
You're
better
right.
keep it. You better keep it, but
Yeah. I got a bad connection.
mine's
What
over
about you,
there.
Lloyd? Do
Uh,
you
what
want
about
me?
you, Lloyd?
I can't hear.
All right. I have to give you back to the internet.
Bad
Oh,
Come
reception.
Coming now.
Hang on. Go on. Pass it down.
Oh, I'll pass it over to you, Lloyd. Come
Go
in.
on in.
Let's come in.
Oh, look. It's shrunk a bit.
Oh. And it's upside down.
Go on, Shane.
Oh, look at that. It's disappeared.
Let me back.
It's a
Go
great
on again, Dave.
It's a great achievement, boys. Honestly,
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, seriously though, yeah.
I know. I know we were still on the run when everything kind of happened, so we were still taking it all in. But it really was an amazing achievement. Like, and I had a message today as well saying that we've been in the rock charts for like 7 weeks in a row or something.
Yeah,
or
we're still in there, aren't we?
Yeah.
still in
Still sitting pretty in the rock charts.
which is fab, isn't it? So
And we were number 1 in the hard rock charts on Amazon yesterday, was it?
oh yeah,
No, you showed me that, didn't you? So you said that, Ron.
sorry. I had another
You
message.
did though, didn't you? Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, thanks to everyone. They're still buying it. Shows it's got a little bit of a life to it, rather as opposed to it just going like that and just disappearing. You know.
Yeah.
So thanks to everyone.
Well, the support has been killer. I said that today in an interview with this Marco from Germany, just saying how much the support has been like the last sort of, I don't know, year and a half. It's been incredible. Can't thank anybody enough. Like, it's just incredible. Let me have a look at something. Yeah, let's have a look at what some people are saying.
No,
Somebody
We
like
are waiting. We are.
Here's one.
waiting. Yeah.
I don't think we got an answer for it. But what other names came close to being the band's name before those damn Crows?
Red
That's-
Leather. Do you remember that? With the name you come up with, Shane? Do
Thank God you didn't use that name.
Red
you
Leather.
remember that? Red Leather. 'Cause it was the lever, as in a lever. It was the lever that like American fighter jets, pilots would pull when they're in the shit.
A red lever.
Yeah, Brian, remember you sold it to us as leather.
well, that's what he thought of that, man.
Oh, for fuck.
He bailed out of that one. He was like, I am not fucking answering that one. No way, like.
Showed him right up.
Yeah, man. Now, what was it? What was it called? Red leather, was it? Or
Red leather or like lever. That was one. Remember?
They said red
remember-
leather. I was like, oh, that sounds a bit weird.
No, I have a speech impediment, you tit.
All right, Shane, how you doing, bud? Nice to see you.
Hey, man.
there we are. That's better.
Aye, not too bad. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, red leather. I didn't call anything red leather.
I'm feeling
Ah,
uncomfortable.
any others?
I made you a spot.
This was all
I
happening
don't like
before I
being-
joined the
I
band.
don't like
so
being
can't
front and
comment.
center.
Is there any others?
Give me a here.
Let's. I don't know if I can grab something now. Hang on, 2 seconds. Keep talking a minute.
Okay, here's one question for you all. On Planet Rock, Shane spoke about his Chris Cornell tattoo. Can you each give the story behind one of your tattoos, please? That's from Jane Smith. Good question, Jane. Ronnie, a tattoo. Give us a story about one of your tattoos.
I have a tattoo of a wrong way. It's a zombie hand basically holding a pair of drumsticks with ambition leads to success. So just something I had when I was younger. I kind of look down at it every now and again, and just reminds me of keep going, innit? Just keep swimming, like.
Just keep swimming.
Oh, you Shiner
How are
boy?
you, Shane?
I thought he's. Oh, here we go. Dave's jumping the queue again. I thought.
No.
So I've
Hey, it's
got,
ain't Tesco's now, brother. I can go where I want.
I've got a Misfits tattoo by that we had for my brother's stag run. Was it his stag?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We all had like little Misfits tattoos and stuff. Fucking hell, his stag, you won't mind me saying, like, we were in Phil Rock Club, and there was one point I was smoking back then. I don't know if you remember this, Shine. It's a cool little story. We were out the back having a fag, and when we looked back in Phil from the door, your brother was like swinging on the pool table. It looked like a fucking scene out of Gremlins. Remember Gremlins? Where they're all like, it's like fucking hell, like literally, like having a cigarette out the back. And they're all still, look back like, and you just see fucking your brother on top of the pool table. What about you, Lloyd?
I got a candle lit at both ends. I don't know if you can see it because my camera's shit, but it's a candle lit at both ends. Basically, my mum and dad always used to tell me, you're burning the candle both ends. So I went and had a tattoo of it. And it fucking hurt. It hurt a lot. Don't do it, kids.
Yeah. All my tattoos are sort of artists that have inspired me, I guess. And but the first one I had was my dad back in the 70s. He's no longer with us. He died 9 years ago. But all inspirations, all singer-songwriters. Yeah, but my dad's one. I had it done at Ronnie's studio. Nipper done it. Well, he's done all my work. Class. Love it. Devo?
I've got a skull because I like skulls.
Very deep.
But I do have an ace up my sleeve, so that's why I've got this. So I can say I've got an ace up my sleeve, which could be any further from the truth. Generally,
You got a lot up your sleeve, but
Try something.
just not aces.
I'm gonna try something here, see if it works. There's hey, look at that.
Oh, cool.
Ah, there we
Screenshot.
are.
well,
Can I have a shout out for our anniversary Friday?
certainly.
Well, it's not Friday, so that's
Wait.
right.
Hey, you could have been in and
Anniversary
out
for
then,
Friday.
mate. You could have been in and out.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
Oh, it's my
Fuck.
mum and dad's anniversary today.
It is.
Yeah, 41
Yeah.
years, China. You should have known that. Son, did you get him a card?
Dave, you're right. I should have known because I seen the card this morning.
So you didn't get him a card in, Shine, no?
No.
After all they've done for you.
No.
Which track will be our next video?
That's hard to say.
Don't know. Well, we can't do one at the minute, can we?
No.
Any one of them, really. I think if we were going to do that, can we? We literally would do any one of them.
I guess
I
it's down
think.
to the label as well if they want to do one, innit?
Yeah.
Before we answer
They
any more
definitely gotta say
questions,
all that.
boys, can I quickly do a couple of shout outs to a couple of birthdays?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lake Brahma. It was her birthday on March the 28th, so that's just gone. She was 18. Happy birthday, Lake.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy
Bring it
birthday,
in, boys.
mate.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Chris
Can I
Jones.
say happy birthday to my brother-in-law, Geraint? This is 40th today.
Happy
So
birthday, Geraint.
Geraint, but you're an absolute legend, and I love you. You've done a lot for me, so appreciate it. Happy 40th, bud.
He's a good guy, man. I see him all the time.
He's a good
like,
egg, man. He's a really good egg, and he loves the band as well.
he's a big boy, isn't he?
Yeah,
Wouldn't like a
yeah,
clip
he's a
off
big-
him, would you?
you wouldn't fuck with him.
Right, can I carry on now, or
No. Yeah, of course you can.
we got Chris Jones? Do you remember Chris, boys? He's a drummer. He's going to be 50 on April the 1st. Is that today?
Tomorrow, is it? Tomorrow.
Chris
On
Jones.
April Fool's Day. Wow.
Yeah. He's a drummer. Good drummer, too. We spoke
Happy
to him-
birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris. Oh,
Chris.
So,
Paula Yeats. I think it was her birthday yesterday or sometime this week. Sorry, Paula. But it was her birthday this week.
happy birthday,
Emma
Paula.
Louise I think her birthday was yesterday, if I'm right. Happy birthday, Emma. And a leaf out of Dave's book. It was my sister's birthday yesterday.
It
So,
was.
Happy birthday, Rachel.
Happy birthday, Rachel.
Happy birthday, Rach.
Happy birthday.
That's all the birthdays for this week.
It's like it's like the end of what was that kids program where they bring out they do the birthday shout outs and they'd have the little pictures they painted and the birthday cards and stuff.
Yeah.
What was that?
CBBC?
I was watching it earlier.
Try one. Do you want to go for that one, Lloyd?
Right,
yeah,
the
great.
band
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
shared a stage with, who would you really like to share a stage with in future?
Well, anybody who knows me, well, Aerosmith. It's got to be Aerosmith, and time's ticking. Like, so if anyone can make that happen, then
time's ticking for us. Not them. They seem to be lasting forever.
Yeah, Aerosmith, man. What about anyone else? What about you guys?
1, 2, 3, Shane. After 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Foo Fighters. There we are. It's me and Shane. Shane.
Biffy Clyro.
Cool.
Dave.
I would have said Foo Fighters, but I would say definitely Shine Down. I'd absolutely love that one.
Yeah, I'd take that as well, but all the bridge.
Unachievable. Zach, if you're watching, but remember me?
He's probably
I'd take any of them.
But I think any of those I'd take any day.
That's cool.
Well, I'd say is it about cigarette time, Shiner? Or are you going to stay on? Are you going to stay on today, or?
No, I'm off.
Shiner's off.
See, so for everybody to know, because there's nearly 400 people watching at the moment. Last week, Shiner isn't the most. You don't like doing interviews too much. You love playing guitar. You love all of that, but all this stuff you find a bit like it's not in your comfort zone. That's the best way to say it. So you're happy to dip in for a good half hour odd, talk some shit.
That's what she said.
What's Dave run the show?
So we're going to basically every week we're going to make sure that we get you on and you can answer a few questions and stuff like that. See how you're doing, especially like because we don't see you weekly anymore. So you're in a tiny little box now on my fucking screen, like, which is weird. Do you know what I mean? But before you go, obviously legendary if we do the whole one-liner Shiner.
A picture.
Actually, is the person who took that photo on you?
Who was it that took that photo? You don't realise what impact you've had on our lives over the last month.
Here's
Wait
a bit
till I
of
fucking see you next.
Here's an inside like thing. Whoever took our photo, it's really brightened up our band chat, haven't it?
Yeah. It turned into a meme, didn't it, that photo?
Anytime we're feeling a bit down or we want to do a gig, obviously we bring up our photo and it's always like but yeah. So one-liner Shiner, bud. What have you got to say?
Well, fuck all after that, I'll be honest.
God bless you, son. We'll say ta-ra to Shiner now and then we'll look to bring old Mikey Evans in from SteelHouse. Is it, boys?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Pick us up in a week now, Shiner, right, bro?
If it can't be good, boys, be wicked.
That's
Be
the
safe,
line.
son. Be
That's
safe.
the line, son.
That's the line for you.
That is his line. That is the one-liner Shiner. See you. Ah, bless him. That's wicked. Should we have a guest?
Yeah, we can do. Do you want to do the competition first?
Should we do the competition first?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
What
So
are first. Which one?
Let's do the very rare Those Damn Crows. I think there's only a handful of people that had one of these. And if I'm right, boys, tell me if I'm wrong. These were for the people that bought our first album, and they had the option to buy a crow coin.
Yeah, it was the crow coin. They got crow coin if they bought the first album. Yeah.
So there's only, like I said, this is rare. They're not going to remake these, but we all had one from the band, so I thought I'd give mine away to one of the key workers who's been the backbone of Britain at the moment.
Who's having a pee?
That was the wine.
All right.
So we got a prize for the key workers. We got a prize for the NHS worker, and we've also got a prize for both. So I've got 2 buckets here with names in, which took me all day to cut up. So this is the one bowl for the key workers. That doesn't look big, but it is. So I'm gonna pick one now.
This is the key worker now, Shane. Yeah.
Yeah, this is for the key workers, and I'm gonna. This might be a bit boring, but I'm gonna read the list, right? Because whether you win this competition or not, huge thank you from the Crows and the nation for doing what you're doing. Key workers who were in this competition: Terry Sherman, Stu Hunting, Ruth Turner, Andrew Morgan, Charlotte Carter, Joe Edwards, Alison Llewellyn, Hayley Thinson, Andrew Burney, Charlie Farley, Mark Mushef. I hope I said that right. Lisa Padley, Sharon Burns, Amanda Smith, Nina Ward, Andrew Heaps, Helen McDonald, Steph Gill. I mean, the list is huge, right? And I don't know if I can read them all out because it'll just be really boring. But thank you for everybody that's got involved. And I'm going to pull one out now, right? I was going to say, Ronnie, give me a drum roll.
We're tight, that was.
And the winner is Keith Howe.
Yay! Well done, Keith boy.
Congratulations, Keith. If you could drop us a message, I will get this bad boy out to you. Private message. Send me your address. And
congratulations, mate.
I'll deliver to you. So that's for that. Should we now do the NHS?
Yes. Is that right? Can I spell his name right?
Yes.
Excellent. Keith Howe.
Okay, so the NHS workers: Shell Harris, Kelly Gray, Luby Lou, Helen Gibbs, Rachel Gilchrist, Catherine Bartlett, Helen Cullimore, Diane Roberts, Helen Roberts, Liz Towen, Catherine Ann Joins, James Smith, Rochelle Kemp, Cy Morgan. Again, a massive list. Thank you for everything you're doing for us all. It really does mean the world. You are making a huge difference. And your prize is this bad boy. The Black and Grey Murder Motive debut album.
That's a goodie.
4-year rake. This was when we had 13 songs on the album and we didn't have colour. It was back in the day. So, here we go. Oh, it's dramatic, isn't it? Drum roll, Ronnie. Drum roll.
What is that? What is that, Shane? It's like a giant policeman's helmet.
Yeah. Helen Biggs.
Tiny.
Well, Helen.
Well, Helen.
Well, Helen.
Well on, hell.
That's a good prize, that is.
Thank you to everybody that got involved. We will now. What should we do? Should we put them all together and do another one?
Aye. Why not, innit?
Yeah. Or
yeah.
Aye.
No. Let's get Mikey on.
Let's get Mikey on.
Yes.
Get Mikey on first.
Mikey, you guys, is an idea. There's another competition, so stick with us. Let's get Mikey on.
Who was the NHS winner?
Helen Biggs.
Hang on. Helen Biggs.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Helen Biggs, Keith Howe. Congratulations, guys.
Cool. We have a visitor. There he is!
Hey!
Hey!
Mikey!
I got the memo, boys. I got the memo. I got the facts. There it is.
Yeah, good man.
And what's your at it? Ron, can you take this off me?
Oh,
Take it off me.
I'll take it off you know.
Take it off me.
Ah, look at that.
Oh, nice one. Oh, thanks.
That's brilliant. That is. Lloyd, do you want to have
Oh,
it?
good. Nice. Yeah, bring it me. Send me back down. Send me back down.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
He got a stick. He got a sticker on the way back down. But anyway, I like it.
Where did this come from, man? This is just silly.
Oh,
I'll throw it back. There we are.
How are you, boys?
Very well, mate. Very well.
Good. You okay?
Yeah. You know, keeping on, same as everybody else. It's all change, but we'll adapt and overcome, won't we? I guess.
What's your new routine, mate?
What's my routine?
What's your new routine? What's your new?
Going to bed.
There's the dog has always been walked first thing in the morning. That's always happened. That's in this way. But today I did an interesting thing. Today I helped our local butcher deliver lots of meat and stuff across the Vale of Glamorgan.
That's exactly outstanding.
So what you're saying is you've been a meat packer for a day.
I have. I'll be doing some more meat packing tomorrow. So
I might come along then.
Yeah, it's been all right, that. And a bit of homeschooling. That's interesting. Give all the teachers £1 million now.
Yeah,
That's
they do deserve it.
Concept. And believe it or not, the wheels of industry, even though like they've all come off the music industry, there's been a little bit of that going on because we had to rearrange some dates and all of that, not least with you, and that's all worked itself out now, which is good. So we're on with the away day again, boys, which is good.
Yeah. Does everyone know what the date is on that one?
Sorry, mate.
Everyone know what the date is on that one now? October the 2nd, yeah?
October the 2nd. Bill as well. All tickets valid, etc., etc. So that's been good news, and there's been a bit of festival stuff going on as well, which I know in these days seems a bit strange, but it does go on nonetheless, and. We're all striking for July 24th to 26th. So, yeah.
Oh, we hope, man.
Cool.
So it's still on.
Come on. Well, if everybody stays in, because if we're all good kids now, hopefully we'll get a bit of a summer. So, that and help out the NHS and all of that sort of stuff. Hopefully, summer come around and we can all have a laugh. But. We're still going for gold, as it were, on the 24th. So
good man, good.
Because all jokes aside, some people are under the impression. I said this to you, like when we were having a chat the other day. That you kind of just rock up a couple of days, you set up a stage quickly, and a load of bands just turn up and job done. They and that's not being ignorant to some people, but they don't realise the amount of planning, the amount of health and safety, the amount. You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes into putting together a festival. It's not just like I'm going to put together a festival and invite some bands. Like there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's a constant plan. So we start the 2021 was starting to be talked about before the 2019 one happened. Yeah. So the plans were being put in place for 2020 to happen before 2019 actually occurred. So there is a fair amount of planning. There's a lot of moving parts. So a lot of things have got to come together. Saying that, we're a much more, I guess, compact beast than your super festivals of this world. We are, but a humble thing in South Wales, so we're not kind of. It doesn't take as much effort and elbow grease and just grand planning that a download or a Glastonbury or anything takes. We can be a little bit more nimble. So we can sort of get sort of things up there a little bit later in the day and act accordingly to what's going on at the time. But so we got some plans, boys. We got some plans. If things, there's always a plan B. That's all I'll say for now. But currently it's the 24th to the 25th, 26th.
That's good.
For some people who haven't heard the SteelCast and haven't met you and everything, how did you and Max actually get into this, mate? What's the backstory to SteelHouse Festival?
Oh, it's bloody Max's fault. He's to blame squarely. He's the fella who wanted to do it and had the vision for it. And me and him had, we've known each other since we were kids in school. But like you and Shane, really, and it goes that far back. And we were in bands that were rubbish, and
you still are.
But yeah, just mates who just knocked about for years and years and years, and then I don't know, one thing led to another, and you start becoming so-called adults. But we ended up sort of doing, he was in graphics and I did something kind of relatively music related, and sort of it was always his dream to kind of do. We'd gone to festivals all around Europe and kind of had half an eye on how they ran and what kind of went into them a little bit, and he just had this idea. So, well, there's no reason why that can't happen. What happens in a remote part of Sweden or wherever, why it can't happen in South Wales? And he was right, really. I looked at him like he was absolutely balmy, just you've got to be joking. But he was. I guess he's been proved right 10 years down the line. He had this vision for something happening in South Wales where nothing really did happen. We started in clubs, and it went on from that, really. And then here we are, sort of 10 years later, isn't it?
Incredible.
10 years, man. It's incredible.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
there we
feat, isn't
are.
it? 10 years. 10 years is a good feat.
To keep it going for 10 years is remarkable, really. You don't think about it for, you keep on swinging, you plod on, and it's sort of like now it's become this thing where we work on it all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's always kind of there. It's just, I guess this, the 10th one is kind of like a marker. You look back and you think, oh, that's unbelievable. 10 years as a solely independent festival, and still making a noise and being, in the press, or people interested, and more people come, and
it's getting bigger every year, isn't it?
Yeah, it has its own unique vibe, and people seem to love it.
That's great fun, dude. It's great fun up there.
Yeah.
Well, we just try and we're very simple men, and we just try and do something that we'd perhaps go to, that we'd be interested in going to. So if we like it, we figured other people who kind of like the things that we like might want to come, and that's how we've always done it. Really, that's how it runs. With the help of the Barmy Army, the SteelHouse family, who without we'd be nowhere, to be quite frank. I mean, all of them, Betty, Jamesy. I'm going to get in trouble now. Reese, Ali,
don't
John,
start naming anyone.
My Dive. I start going on it. Sarah Price. They're just unbelievable people who every year keep on turning up and going through hell for us. But yeah.
Angela on Facebook's asking, have we ordered rain or sun for this year?
The sun is more expensive than the rain.
Yeah.
The agent is a ball buster, and these days, sort of the sun doesn't like to make too many appearances in South Wales.
No.
You're going to pay that cut to Shiner as well. That's a
quite
problem, isn't it?
exclusive. So I'd say that the Sun is really expensive. Now, I went all out last year and we paid a lot of money for the Sun. And it did, it headlined for 3 days. But it had a word, and, yeah, it's, I think the Sun will make an appearance again,
Definitely.
But you had a laugh at the Steelhouse last year, boys.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good.
It was fantastic.
I was
mate.
only there the one night, but yeah, definitely. No, was I there the weekend? Oh, no point asking me.
I was there.
I think it was the year before I came for the weekend.
It was the first time I've enjoyed a full weekend up there, because obviously we did the gig on the Friday, and for me it's always hard to get into party mode after you've gigged, because it's a brilliant thing when your set gets longer, but you get tired afterwards. You can't catch up with everybody. So the second day, me and Shane came up, and we had a cracking one that one, didn't we? That was no, that was Saturday. We had the drinky drink on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And then
boys, I got to say, the DJ set, the heavy metal conga will go down in history. I have never ever seen. It's the greatest thing. I think you've invented something there, right? When you've got a beer tent full of people doing the conga to Pantera's Walk, that's something to behold. Well done, boys. Well done.
Well done, Shane. Well done, man.
Yeah, well done,
but the gig was great as well, though, wasn't it? On the Friday night. I mean, I think you had a few friends there. It's fair to say. Look at that.
Hey, that was the first gig that we did. We brought the piano on, did we? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. I think that was so everyone was there. That was a special one for us.
Yeah, it was, man. It was
and it was the first gig Shane did and didn't break something.
Yeah, no, it was. It's probably the first time I proper had nerves before going on stage. I mean, like you all get those little nerves or butterflies before you go on, but because it was the first time we were doing the piano track and the Steelhouse. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we did it in a crappy club.
It was risky, wasn't it? We love a little bit of a risk, don't we?
Yeah. So yeah,
it was a really last minute thing as well, wasn't it? I mean, by the time my old man made it for us, and it was all quick, like just quick. Let's try it, quick. Yeah. Let's do it, and we have to make it work. It was special. Because
it's a gig of reasonable scale, the Steelhouse. So I think that the piano thing was kind of symbolic of it going like upper level a little bit. That's what it felt to me. It's like it was like a big gig moment, wasn't it? The piano.
I think you're right.
And rolling it on there for the first. I think it just looked and sounded impressive. It was a good. Now, what I remember, it was just before you went on. I was on the side of the stage. I was with Ron. Just before he was going, and and everybody gets amped up and excited before you go on. It's all really interesting to watch, sort of on the side of the stage. There's with Ron there, and he was just saying, just quietly to himself, "Don't play too fast. Don't play too fast." But it was, it was.
Didn't fucking work, did it? Didn't work.
Sort of but the live pump's always good. No, it was a good it was a good evening, I think, for all.
It really was.
Yeah.
Especially because like the past, how many times we played Steelhouse now? It's our third time.
Yeah.
And obviously the 2 times before that it was torrential rain when it was like bad. Like
no, the first time we played there on the Friday night, it was a lovely night.
Was it?
Remember you had
2016, wasn't it? 2016.
We were on about it.
You got wired up to the ECG.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, talk about going fast. His heart was going so, wasn't it, that first time?
Yeah, right.
After the show, I kept going back off side of the stage because my ticker was just going.
Was that the night I nearly killed us, Shane?
What's that?
Was that when I nearly drove off that cliff with us in the car? Was that night?
And
you had a hell of a night, didn't you? You had a hell of a night. I nearly drove you off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then your heart, that's probably why your heart nearly packed in that night.
Yeah. But then the guys at SteelHouse,
Oh, man, it was dodgy.
They took me on a wheelchair, put me on an ECG, and just sat there with a pint looking at me while I was on the ECG.
Yeah, pisshead paramedic, isn't it?
It was class. It was brilliant.
Memorable gigs then up at SteelHouse, ECGs, pianos.
Yeah.
Pissing down the rain.
Oh, yeah, man. I love it.
It's really special, man, because I was looking through my phone the other day and I found a photo of my kids on that Friday night after we finished playing, because Buffalo Summer headlined the Friday night that year. And I took a photo right out in the field with my kids and the stage in the background. And I said to my wife, I said, don't worry. I said, it won't be too long. I said, we'll be headlining now. That's the next goal now, like, you know. So I think that's the dream, innit, boys?
Who knows,
Yeah,
man?
man.
Yeah, definitely. Of course
Well,
it is.
hey,
the dream.
Sorry, Dave.
No, go on. Sorry.
I was going to have a Welsh band headlining that one day is. I think that's when we can all say mission accomplished, you know. So bring it on.
Yes.
Why not?
Bring it on.
And the contract over then.
Send the contracts over. We better have a practice first, boys.
We'll be all right, man.
We'll get them to sign there first. They'll be sorted.
Is there any bands that you were close to kind of getting to play that you're allowed to say that never happened, or is that like a secret of the?
Well, I've joined Dave's wine club, so you know, ask me in half hour.
Chin chin.
We were talking before. Is there any questions you want to ask? And like, obviously, you get the generic ones of how did you start and stuff like that. But I was always interested in, is there any like, because I know you love bands like the Wild Arts and that, but you managed to get them to play. Like, I seen your face when the Wild Arts were playing. It's a beautiful thing, that is, when you've put on an event and one of your favorite bands are playing there. Like, do you know what I mean? That's incredible. But I always wanted to know, or I think if we had that beer that we were supposed to have a couple of weeks ago, I was gonna say to you and Max, was there anyone that, you know, that's on the school bucket list, like me and Shane, and you're like, oh, we nearly had him, like, do you know what I mean? So
there's quite a few, you know. I mean, that's part and parcel of booking an event, really. That things nearly happen and don't all the time. I'm trying to think of one specifically. Max is good at this. You should have asked him. He can always remember you know, things that nearly happen.
Shall we do a phone a friend?
But that's what I need, Lloyd, now is a phone a friend. But
get your phone out.
Things that have nearly happened. Oh man, I'd love to give you one, but there's loads of them. You know, there's so many agents that you talk to about things that, you know, you know, that almost seem right. We're on for this one, and then don't quite happen. I guess one that comes to mind recently is Anthrax. Anthrax were
I remember you telling me that, man. I was like, that.
Close one. And you know, one that we'll revisit.
Man.
I'd love to see.
If anyone who doesn't know, I love my 80s thrash. Anthrax, the Big Four, Anthrax, Megadeth. I love all those guys. Yeah.
I don't. Well, Anthrax would being seriously talked about when we were, you know, it was flights in and all of that sort of stuff. We were quite near. And there's probably there's a gazillion more, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But yeah, Anthrax is kind of the most recent one where I've thought, God.
Yeah.
And then sort of moved on. What you got to do. But
I kind of associate it with like signing a footballer. It's almost like I can imagine you and Max around a computer or something. It's like, have we got him? Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean that's it, Ron. Yeah, I mean you're basically waiting for these things to drop into an inbox where it's like, you know, in capitals, confirmed.
Yeah.
And and then you just then wait for the contract to come through and all of that sort of stuff. But you're just waiting for that sort of, confirmed in the subject box, and that's when you just sort of think, yes, we got it. And yeah, it's happened, where we just thought, yes. No, but there we are. You just got to keep on swinging them, you.
Of course you have.
That's the rub of it. But yeah,
I got a question for you. I got a question for you, Mikey.
Yeah.
Might be controversial actually, but apart from the Crows, obviously, because we're absolutely fucking awesome. Who are the future headliners? Do you think? Not just of SteelHouse, but of all rock festivals. Who you tipping to be the future headliners?
Well, I mean, from the, it's not just because I'm on here. Absolutely not. It absolutely stands. I would love to see those Down Crows headline SteelHouse. I really would. It's the, I mean, you're just down the road from us. We're a Welsh festival. You've played, at the bottom, and you've gone up the rungs and got and it's getting there, isn't it? You can see it. I was on tour with you. That was great. That was a great couple of weeks. That was
awesome as well, because
that was that. Hey, as an aside, just as we get back to there, you talk about Shiner and his one-liner, right? I went to the Chippy with Shiner in Southampton.
You tell me about
I couldn't stop him talking. Could not stop him talking. Yada, 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 yada. He used up all his words for the year when we went to the Chippy, me and him, with Joiner.
He's like that one on one, he is.
Oh, yeah, different boy then. But no, so that would be, I'd love to see the Crows headline. I'd love to see.
You remember, Mikey, the first time we played SteelHouse, and I think it was Sharon, was it, that actually sent you a link to us? And stuff?
Yeah, that's right.
Did you, when you were listening to it, be honest now, did you think at that time, like, oh, they got something? Or was it just a case of, oh, I'll just do it for an old friend? You know what I mean? Because we didn't do much back in the day, so it was nothing to really sort of. Did you come to see us before we played, or?
No, we hadn't seen you before then, and I've got to be honest. Sharon did. I mean, Sharon, we booked a lot of. Sharon is an agent, by the way, everybody, and we've booked a lot of acts through her, and this is how these things work. And the thing is, when Sharon Richardson shows you a new band, you take notice. You just do, because quite frankly, people like Sharon Richardson aren't taking every band under the sun and just saying, oh, perhaps they should play the festival. There's a reason why these people take bands on, and it's because they see something in it, and it is perhaps a bit better than your average beer, Yeah. So I remember we got sent the videos, and there was an EPK as well with everybody on. It was really professionally done, where you had interviews and all of that. You remember that?
Yeah.
Really early, and we were watching. I was just thinking, well, this is odd, because they're a Welsh band from Bridgend. I think we had kind of heard the name and everything, but it was really weird that it was coming from an English agent in Kent.
We see this.
I did it. So I'm not going to sit here and fib and just say, oh no, we clearly saw it. It's just, but people that you trust saw something in you, which then comes back at you as an independent thing. It's not a Welsh thing anymore. It's from somebody who's obviously picked it up, thinks actually there's something worth going with here. And that made us take notice, and then we thought it was good. We just, because I mean, I think, like we said on the podcast before, when you're a band booking bands early on SteelHouse Bill these days isn't hard. You know, there's a lot of fish in the pond, and we're in a lucky position now where lots of people want to play those early slots.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Max have always had this thing. Well, you know, we've really got to be into it. If we're going to put it on, it's got to be worth putting on, not just, oh, let's put something on because somebody thinks we've got to kind of be behind it a bit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and that's what all the acts are, you know, on those early spots. So there was, yeah. I mean, Sharon put you in the shop window, I guess, but we were like, yeah, we like the merchandise.
It's like being in Amsterdam, is it?
That's
Like, obviously, we when we started off, we kind of, not that we ignored Wales at all. I mean, our first show was in Cardiff, but we did realize quickly that, you know, there's a bigger thing than Wales, and we did up country first. We toured the country before we did a sort of cluster of shows in Wales. And so when we then had the call from Sharon saying, "Do you want to do SteelHouse?" we were like, amazing! Like, what a great festival to do for the Welsh. But then we were blown away by how many that weren't Welsh that were there, that had seen us up country, but we were in our back garden playing, and these people were traveling to see us. You know what I mean? So it was a real strange one for us, because we'd had a tiny bit of success in these little pockets around the UK and nothing in Wales, nothing. But then obviously the Welsh then got on board afterwards. But I think a lot of Welsh fans now think, oh, the boys haven't been together that long, but we really have. We've just put in the graft elsewhere. But SteelHouse really has, like, it does feel like home. It does. It's a special place.
Yeah.
I really love that thing that, you know, you were on early, then you were on a bit later.
Yeah.
And then last year was kind of like a real step up on that Friday. And now, you know, yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. We can, I think, you know, there's a kind of plan.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, with everybody on everybody, you know, everybody's fighting for it. Everybody wants things to happen. And
well, yeah, if you look at the comments,
the next level.
If you look at the comments here on the side, they're all like, Crows to Steelhouse this year.
It's flooded, isn't it? Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But let's go off Steelhouse a little bit. Can we talk about the Tramshed? So obviously we've confirmed.
Let's talk about the Tramshed. Yeah.
We've confirmed now October 2nd.
Yes.
That's if the country's up and running by then.
Oh, yeah. It will be, Shane. It will be positive vibes. Come on.
Yeah, dude. But we are chuffed to get that date done quickly. Because we've been talking about the show, boys, for a long time, and we really feel special night in Cardiff. To get it sold out is incredible. How do you feel?
Yeah, man? I mean, you know, we when did we talk about this? It was like it was ages ago, wasn't it? We were in the rehearsal room and.
You were doing it was nights before the Bernie gig, the first SteelHouse away.
Yeah.
It was literally on that week leading up, and we happened to be in the rehearsal rooms, but you'd obviously made conversations with Roy and whoever else was involved at that point, and you came in to kind of tell us what you had planned. And I don't think we'll ever forget that conversation, because me and the boys talked about it after, and we've said it to you and Max. It was the fact you said, look, we're willing to take a punt by you, because the Tramshed, I mean, for people who don't know the Tramshed, it's a big venue, like, do you know what I mean? So if you can sell tickets, fantastic. It looks an amazing night. If you don't, then you've gone a bit too quick. Do you know what I mean? So we kind of bypassed the globe, thanks to you and Max. Like, do you know what I mean? It's definitely the next one up in Wales, isn't it? To the
it's the sort of step. There isn't really academies in Wales, but it's the sort of step down, isn't it, from the next step then is academy level, and then it's arena then, isn't it, really, where the Tramshed is like sort of like...
It was the fact that you had that belief, like, you know, and then, wow, like you said earlier, you came on tour with us, with Tribulus, and it was just a vibe, wasn't it? Because you kept feeding us the ticket numbers, and you were like, "It's gonna sell out. Like, we've got like 2 months to spare."
I've got to say, and I'm me and Max really had a really good feeling early on that you could sell that venue out, and to a lot of people, you know, so like 1,000 tickets is a lot of tickets to sell, and it was a bit scary, I think, for certain people to kind of get their heads around, just thinking, are you sure? But you know what? I don't know. You look with your eyes, you listen with your ears, don't you? It was clear to us that there was something going on, which, you know, we could really harness. And I think, you know, people as like a homecoming gig, people could really get excited about, you know, the Tramshed, the fact that it was a sizable step up, that you had this momentum. We just had this overwhelming feeling that it was there, and we were convinced by it. The both of us, me and Mac, were both utterly convinced that show would do well.
Wow.
What we were genuinely surprised about then, though, was how quick it sold. That was we thought we could push it, and even push it nationally a little bit, you know, to really call upon sort of like you've got a really fervent fan base, people really, really behind the band. It was clear to us. So we thought people would travel as well. But the whole, how quick it went. I mean, you've got it right. If it had been on it April the 25th, that show sold out, 1,000 tickets gone by the beginning of January, when we were all on tour.
Yeah.
And that was really staggering how quickly it went. We thought it'd go, but wow, 1,000 tickets done by the time the tour started was unbelievable. And it just goes to show the strength of the band and you know how well it's doing. And I will say as well, you're on about your because you're a whole bunch of chaps. You're talking about your number 6, and I know that you were slightly, let's be honest now, sort of, you know, behind closed doors, you were a bit sort of like, oh, we shouldn't really go on about the number 6 really, and we were like, no, you should. Our midweek's really important. Everybody bangs on about their midweek these days. Everyone.
Yeah.
And then your 14, which is incredible. But after your first 2 days sale, there's a sales flash then, which doesn't go out to the public. But you were number 3 in the UK chart. Number 3, everyone. Number 3.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so we haven't told anyone, have we?
I mean, that's going some there. I mean, you were right up there. That it just shows how brilliant that fan base you've got is, how dedicated they are to it, and that's why things like, to me, the Tramshed wasn't such, you know, this like, what are you, mental? It was like, well, we really think that's gonna go, and so it has been. So October the 2nd, bring it on. Bring it on,
Mikey. Tramshed, obviously is sold out, but there are still a lot of people that still contact me. I don't know about you boys.
Constantly.
So how's about, this is your idea, not ours. This is Mikey's idea, everybody. But he talked to us before the show about giving away a pair of tickets for the Tramshed.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. So, right, all of this. Yeah. No. 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 Look, it's strange times for everybody. This isn't. lost on anyone where we are currently. The NHS and key workers are just unbelievable. This is where kind of life levels out, and you just like the people who are really important. Well, they keep on going, and that's the NHS and key workers. People who keeping us fed, people who keeping us safe, and people who are keeping us well, or getting us on the mend when we're ill. These are all these people. So it's long gone, the Tramshed gig, but let's put a couple of key workers or NHS in your pot there, which you spent hours cutting.
I did.
So further use, and let's get a couple of names out of there for contestants on the on October 6th with Tramshed. Go on, Shane.
Yeah.
Go on, sir. Yes.
Then.
He's lost his pot.
What if they got tickets?
Drum roll.
But if they've got tickets, well, we should have thought about this before. I thought this was a finely tuned machine.
You're laughing, Mikey.
Couldn't ask him more. Have you got tickets? Great.
Well, flipping hell, Mike, me and Dave are in this band.
Well,
Go on.
I'm sure there are. If they don't have NHS workers, then I'm sure that they can give their tickets to somebody else or whatever. Or it'd just be nice for key workers or NHS staff to get a guestie on. It's on your guest list anyway, lads. So happy days.
I know. Fire security. You're like, you can't fit any more in. Sorry, I've just.
Sorry, Shane.
Well, so I'm on the Rioja, Dave. I've gone slightly heavier than you.
Yeah, just a bit of Pinot Noir. It's cold in the house. I haven't put the heating on. I can't
Nice,
I've gone for a Rioja.
nice choice, Mikey.
Yeah, thank you. It's the yellow label from Tesco. Other wines are
Mikey,
available.
Have you tried the one with the same wine, but with the orange? It's like
The
an
orange label. Absolutely,
Oh, man,
yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I only get it when it's on
Nice
discount, Dave.
Good. Yeah, when it's on offer.
Faustino
Can't afford it
5.
otherwise.
I'm going to pull a name out, right?
Come on,
Go on, then.
take a sip.
Who is it? Who could it be? Who could it be?
And the winner is
Me. Yes.
Helen.
Helen Cullimore.
There we are. So there's two
She's got
tickets.
to have a ticket, isn't she?
I know she's got a ticket.
She's definitely got a ticket.
Okay.
We'll have to ask. But
I know there'll be
Well,
people she knows that would want a ticket.
yeah,
We can sort
Definitely.
all that out, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Good.
Sorry, boys. Just
Well done.
because I love the NHS right now, right? I want to do another one. I want to do another one. I want to give away another T-shirt, a point of no return T-shirt.
What, one of these T-shirts?
Yeah, the one you in Mac. Yeah, look at that. Looks like a pair of breasts you got there.
Is that the tour T-shirt?
Yeah.
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 Exclusive point of no return tour T-shirt.
So that's the launch. That's the one that was on sale, and that it's all over.
Limited print for the tour. Yeah.
So this is for the point of no return T-shirt in any size you want. This is Julie Stewart.
Well done, Julie.
You've got.
Well done. Well done, guys. Good job.
That's brilliant.
Is there any questions for Mikey? Let's see if
Yeah, they're asking, Mikey, can't the boys be like Bernie Marsden and come and play Steelhouse throughout the weekend?
Well,
Or like guest appearances and stuff.
well, yeah, I mean, the way this year is going, who knows, isn't it? It's,
It might just be the Crows played to no one on the stage just because it's there.
exactly, yeah, just me and Max in a field crying.
Yeah.
Well,
2 meters apart.
You can play sad ballads for us, but yeah. No, look, I think it goes without saying that Steelhouse and Crows, there's always something going on. There's always something going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Mikey, it's been
Anything else?
pleasure having you on, buddy.
Pleasure, then.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Always good. I could speak for ages. Netflix stuff. You know, I didn't know about the Archers. Yeah, the Archers. I thought they were on Radio 4, not Radio 2. Dave confused me there.
Are they on Radio 2, are they?
No, they
I thought they were on Radio 4, Dave, not 2.
Yeah, they are.
The Archers.
What
I don't know what he's on about with his Archers. No idea.
What have you been watching?
Who's that?
What have you been watching on Netflix and that? What's been keeping you entertained?
I have been. I'm rock docs, man, all the way, all the time. I love them. Last night I watched the first part of the. Well, it's monolithic. It's massive. It goes on for ages. The complete history of the Eagles.
Oh, it's amazing, dude.
But
It's amazing.
I don't know what it's about. For the fifth time I've watched it. I sat down and watched it all last night. The first part. It's just what? Oh God! What a Shane! Your old man must have been into the Eagles, was he?
He did.
Was
Like,
that-
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I had been butchering "Take It Easy" on the guitar all day.
Who hasn't? Yeah.
All day. but now I've been watching that, and I watched yesterday, which is brilliant, right? You've got to check it out. Is Miss Americana, the Taylor Swift documentary about kind of like all of the scene stuff when she was on tour and trying to write an album after kind of facing a bit of a backlash and all that. It's really, really interesting. She's got a lot going on. It's a lot to deal with probably at that level.
I watched
Yeah, I found that really, really interesting. And a little old band from Texas, the ZZ Top film, which is brilliant. The parts where they're playing live, in the sort of specially filmed parts for the actual doc, new stuff. Oh man, that Billy Gibbons, he's a bit. It's fantastic. I mean, there we are. I mean, interplay between people who've been playing for a long time together is fantastic. So, yeah, I've been doing
That'd be a good band for you.
Oh, Lloyd.
That'd be a nice one, right?
One of these nights, that would be that'd be dream stuff. Yeah, maybe on the
killer, man.
And you've been doing a spot of gardening as well, haven't you?
Oh, I've been in the garden, but who hasn't?
Yeah.
I know.
Who hasn't? I've been smashing brambles down. I think they were growing since prehistoric times. I mean, the darkest recesses. I've never seen places in my garden that I haven't in the last 4 days. It's unbelievable. It'd be a metal detector's dream down there. I'm sure there's coins, Roman fortress, also. I'm sure, but yes, I've been doing a bit of that. I've been getting on with it like everybody else, isn't it? It's strange times, and
it's just
important. It's the community spirit that I like. I like that. It's backs against the wall time, but sort of you see nice parts of human condition in a really kind of nasty situation, and that's quite cool.
Yeah.
So there we are. Yeah, keep on gardening, as we said yesterday.
If anybody wants to kind of see everything about SteelHouse, where should they go?
They should go to www.steelhousefestival.com or on the Facebook stuff. SteelHouse Live, of course, is where we put all our cobblers up. That's where you'll find us blurting on. And the world famous SteelCast, which of course you ripped off.
Yeah.
That's Grant Moon, Max Reed, and myself just banging on about anything that comes to mind, festival related or not. But yeah, Bridgen Boy as well. Good old Bridgen Boy. Grant.
Yeah, he's great, Grant. He's great. And
funny dude.
Radio, haven't he, and podcasts? He's got a great voice, Grant.
Oh yeah, well he knows how to present. He knows that he's got a good turn of phrase. That boy, well educated.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever. I don't think he went to school in Virginia.
You're absolutely right. I bet that's true.
Yeah.
There's a few lovely comments. Loads of people saying Mikey's been a great guest. Good old Bernie. SteelHouse is my favourite festival. And then there's one by you that says, there we go. Jeremy Thomas, do you have a rising stage?
No, we don't, and we've always kept the concept quite simple. Like I said, simple men like simple things. I like a beer tent to my right, a stage right in front of me, and the toilet's just over there where I don't have to go too far. And if I want some chips, they're just behind me as well. So I think that's what a lot of friends and punters like, is that you don't have to go too far. We've always kept it pretty simple, because I think running around stages and then trying to get your spot again, and I don't know. We just try to keep it simple. Works for other people, but we just like to put the best of what we think is what you would deem rising on the big stage, and give those bands a chance to really shine on a substantial thing.
From a band's perspective, having the one stage and being on the same stage as the bigger bands, you want to kind of,
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah,
it was a huge deal for us.
Yeah,
and especially having the stage where you got that middle part that comes out. What do they call that?
The ego ramp.
Yeah,
the Shane
ramp.
Yeah,
the ego ramp.
But like going down that was like the first stage we had with that, and it was like it was step up, you know what I mean, as a band. And so from a band perspective, good
Ooh, look at that.
Darren Griffiths.
He takes a photo, doesn't he?
Yeah, boy. Look at that.
Props to Darren. Look at that.
No, but like from a band that never done any sort of festival really up to that point, it was a big deal for us. Big deal. So I love the one stage thing, whereas everybody just like dog eat dog, innit? Do you know what I mean? The up and coming band could take the night if they put on a good show.
That's the thinking, Shane.
Yeah.
It's like if you're good enough to play the festival, then you get all the tools to play it. Not being put on some side thing where you might play in front of 5 people or whatever, whatever. It's just like I said, it works for other festivals. And that's fine. It's just that I just think perhaps those early slots at SteelHouse have a bit more about them, because they're the real deal. They're on a big stage. They're with the big boys, and rise the challenge, innit?
Exactly. You learn so much putting yourself in a situation like that. It's like do or die. It's all or nothing. And even if you fall on your ass, you learn so much from it. So it's incredible for up and coming bands. Well done, to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And how is old Max? Is he good? Is Max great?
Yeah, Max is all right. We do, it's sort of. Do you know what? It's a bit strange not seeing so much of him. It really is. I mean, we're with each other all the time. It's ridiculous, really. So we got our office there in Cum, and which is just down from the festival site, and we're there, kind of beavering away and planning all the time. So the last kind of couple of weeks has been a bit odd. It's just been phone calls. Max don't like FaceTime and all of that. No, not interested. It's old school. It's old school.
He wouldn't like this then if we invited him on, would he?
Oh no, he'd lap it up.
This is so high tech.
Yeah. He'd be sending you a fax. He would. Go on.
Yeah.
A facsimile of his face. And
he's brilliant, because I don't know if he told you, but we just did the Winter's End thing. It was a brilliant night, and I seen Max afterwards, and big hugs, and like the same as when we see you, a lot of love, and he's like, "Hey, I want to have a drink with you after." And
did he walk up to the party afterwards?
Yeah, we kind of like disbanded and stuff, and I didn't see him, and then all of a sudden, our our chalets, wasn't it? Because we didn't have a caravan.
Aye. Oh, it was me that called him.
Mikey boy. We had proper like wooden lodges and stuff.
Oh,
Next thing
I
you know,
see.
out of the darkness comes Max with a bottle of Jack Daniel's honey, wasn't it? And God bless him. He goes, gentlemen. He goes, it's been a great year so far. He said, and I won't be leaving till we finish this bottle. And that's what we did. We fucking stood there, passed it round. Yeah, just passing it round, bump. And then he was like, happy days, I'm off. Now we were like, are you fuck?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's very good these days, right? He's, shall I say, right? He doesn't partake that often anymore. But when he does he make it count?
Yeah.
Well, but it's not often. It's not often these days. He's trying to look after himself a bit and lay off it all. And when he goes for gold, then it's just don't stand next to him in a taxi queue. You fall.
Last time I seen him out,
always with him. It's like, if you can drink that, I'll drink this. There's like when he goes for it. It's all in.
Oh yeah. It is. Yeah. It is. It's all in Flynn or nothing at all.
Yeah.
Well,
the last time I seen him was on the time shop Christmas party. Remember him propped up against the shop party?
Oh, we lost you a bit, but there, but
you frozen, buddy.
He's frozen. He has. I think.
Hello.
Yeah, there he is. There we are. Go on, Lloyd.
When he was propped up against the band in your eye. Remember that?
I know what you're trying to say. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. I can only say from my perspective, I turned up late to the party, which I invited Max to. And when I turned up, he was propped up against a bandit with Heidi Morris pointing at everyone, going, "Stop giving him drink. He's sleeping at our house tonight." And he's literally doing that, and then all of a sudden he does the fucking band playing in the back. Like, that's crazy.
I tell you what, right? I have never. I love him to bits, right? I've never seen somebody who can take on so much stuff, right? Yeah. And have kind of quite a lot to think about. But then when he needs to go to sleep, just bang like that. It's an absolute blessing. Are you like that as well, Ron?
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. I'm so jealous of it. It's like I'm there just crippled with worry and about things, about something that's going on with, across the weekend or whatever. Max, when he needs to sleep, he sleeps. It's an incredible
gift. It's definitely a gift.
You can't teach that. You can't teach that.
Anymore, right? Is when he does have obviously we'd had a shed full that night at Winter's End. It was stupid o'clock in the morning. What time was it? 4 o'clock by the time we left, was it?
What, in Winter's End?
Yeah.
4:30?
4:30. Yeah, 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4:30.
He was then texting me 8:30 in the morning with Charlie by the side of him with another drink. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say that. I was more worried with the fact that Charlie said, "Don't worry, I'll get him home safe," and nearly walked into a glass fucking door. With a beaming smile on his face, loving Charlie, like, "Oh, Charlie Farley, don't worry, lads, I'll get him home safe."
Hello, Charlie. If you're out there, he was on. Charlie helps with the festival lot. He's really ingrained with the SteelHouse family these days, and I mean, this has become commonplace, hasn't it, over the last 2 weeks because of the situation we're in. I've gone to two. I've gone serious now, right? I've gone to two birthday parties online. Zoom, a virtual surprise 50th birthday party, another party, and then Becky, who does all the catering for us up at SteelHouse Festival. So all the SteelHouse group. Last Saturday, it was like we're all in a pub together. About 50 of us all online, just like this, having a sherry and a catch up, like, and Charlie and Morag were on there. So it just Yeah, Charlie, he look after you, all right.
That's fucking brilliant.
I love Charlie, man. He's a great guy.
Yeah, it was just funny because obviously winter's end, and obviously at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, it's hard to find your caravan in the day. Never mind in the dark.
Yeah.
Like it was just funny as they both stumbled off when I see you boys. I'm thinking, I can imagine them sleeping on the side somewhere, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll never see them again. And 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, incredible stamina.
Incredible.
That's brilliant. Well, thanks for coming on, Albert. Really appreciate it.
Hey, all good.
And
All good.
Thanks, man.
In history now as the first guest on the CrowCast.
Oh.
What an honour.
Follow that Baz from Massive Wagons, whoever you're going to have.
Amazing.
that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Thank you so much for support, buddy. From
Hey.
pretty on, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for
No
everything.
problem. No problem. Hey, and October the 2nd, it's going to rule. What a night that'll be down at Tramshed.
And before
What a night that will be. I think we'll all deserve one then, won't we? So looking
Definitely.
forward to it.
And we'll be up supporting you in July when all this settles down and everybody stays the fuck home, washes their hands, doing a bit of. We'll be
I'm
there.
not saying, but
Yeah, if you all play the game, you all do what they say. We'll be at SteelHouse Festival in a couple of months.
Yes. Return DJ set and a fucking conga. Let's do it. See you soon, buddy, and keep in touch with us. All right.
yeah, keep gardening.
Thanks, Mikey.
Keep going.
Cheers, dude.
Keep gardening.
That's brilliant. That was.
What a legend.
Absolutely brilliant. What a guest. First guest, absolutely awesome. Mikey Evans from SteelHouse Festival. Well, that was all right, boys, isn't it?
He's great, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Obviously,
guy's got so much like knowledge and history, and he just knows his stuff. Like, you know, I mean, you know how highly I think of him. I've always said it with the band, but he's just on it. He just such a nice guy to deal with as well. Do you know what I mean? Just a gentleman. Legend.
Nothing phases him, does it, man?
Yeah, man.
well, you've always said as well,
Nothing
Shane.
phases him.
If you're a young band, if you're a new band, honestly, if you don't get on SteelHouse, just keep playing, keep causing waves. They're always watching. They're always watching what you're doing. They're great for up and coming bands. Tribalist we took on tour. There's another great up and coming band. Those boys are going to do wonders with them. So yeah, they're absolutely superb. And that festival for me is a special one. Like, you know, I think it'll always be special for me. Like, you know, not just because it's Welsh, it's just the family, as Mikey says, it's a family, isn't it? Like, you know, so
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
So, everybody that's joined us today, watching this one, your names will be up. Obviously, who's been enjoying us. You will get forwarded for next week's competition. Next week's giveaway is from our awesome friends at Easy Frame UK.
Oh.
Look at that over there, right? Let me get it.
Ooh. Ooh.
You guys.
I want.
Oh, which way? There we go. So basically, Nick at Easy Frame has got in touch and said, for anybody, our fans that's got the vinyl, he's going to send this frame out to you. Free of charge. That's the competition. That's unbelievable.
That's an amazing prize.
Thank you so much, Nick at Easy Frame. And also, Ronnie, what have you got?
pair of drumsticks.
Yeah.
These are a pair of drumsticks that were played in Download Festival. Sorry, I'm really terrible with this camera thing and the angle. But they're my first run of signature sticks. There we are, it's that way. First run of signature sticks, and these were actually played in Download Festival as well.
Wow.
And next week from me, will there be a lock of my comb over?
Wow.
I'll be issuing.
Lovely.
Lovely.
But for anybody who's stuck with us, obviously, please like and share on the Facebook page. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's a lot of you who started watching it on your TVs last week. This is only our second episode, so there's obviously going to be some bumps. We're learning as we go ahead. We try to, do the best with the audio and camera.
Always looking for feedback, aren't we?
Yeah,
So we can make it better.
Some tech people came back last week. It was brilliant. Just little comments. They all help. They all help the band. We can't come out and gig at the moment. This is the best we can do at the moment. And I think next week, if all goes well, I think we might even have a bit of music for you. We'll see if we can get that on the show. There's a lot of people asking who's going to be on next week's show, which is great. Keep an eye on our socials. We should have that confirmed because there's been a few people who've offered to come on, which is amazing. We want to try and get a collective. I don't know if you boys agree. Like, it was amazing having Mikey as a first guest. SteelHouse, he could really tell us like how it works from behind the scenes of a festival, one of the biggest festivals in the UK. So it's cool to maybe get somebody else on in the industry, not just band members and stuff like that, but obviously we can have a few of our buddies on from bands as well, hopefully. So,
yeah. If you've got any suggestions as well, just put them to us as well. That could,
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. But more importantly, like, share the CrowCast. It's already been put up on SoundCloud, I think. The label at the moment are trying to put it on Spotify for those who like traveling in their cars. Or just like listening to audio versions. It's going to be on Spotify and iTunes soon. But for now, you can obviously head over to YouTube and you can catch up on the show. So if anybody kind of dipped out on about an hour, we're not really going to put a time limit on it. This as long as it's going to go.
Just whatever, innit?
To be honest, I could have kept talking to Mikey for ages then. And I think that should be the kind of the way it goes, if you want to watch the rest of the episode, you can tune back into the YouTube channel, But
also, if you want to comment on YouTube, comment on Facebook, you don't have to do it during the show. You can do it afterwards if there's anything you want to say. Just keep commenting and keep liking and keep sharing.
And very important before we go, our web store.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Buy the merch.
So, it's ways you can band while we're off the road. Go to our web store. There's a couple of tour T-shirts, as Shane showed earlier, giveaway in the competition, which is down there. That one. There's a couple of them left, which we did a special run. We're never going to make them again. So once they're gone, they're gone. And there's loads of other goodies on there, isn't there?
Yeah, gig posters, badges, hoodies, baseball tees. There's lots of tees. Any
tees.
Great. As Ronnie said, we're off the road right now, so but yeah, everyone's in the same boat. So we feel a bit, I feel a bit sort of like whatever you can do, but look after family number one first. But obviously everybody for that prize there now for Easy Frames. Obviously you do need the vinyl. Okay, you need the vinyl. The frame is already cut. It's done. He'll just deliver it to you. So I think probably the best thing to do that everyone wants to be in the competition. If you could just say that you've got, I don't know, just text vinyl, and then you're in for the competition. Do you want?
That's an incredible prize.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It
incredible
really
prize.
What about your sticks, Ron? Any ideas what for whom, or do you want to?
Just anybody. Maybe we can just anybody who wants to be in, just put drumsticks. If anybody wants a pair, there's a lot of people who've obviously got a pair of my first run. I do try to throw them out on the gigs. But if anybody hasn't got this pair, like I said, they were played in download on one of the performances. So kind of, if you want to be in a chance to win it, put drumsticks. I'll make sure one person writes it at least. So just put drumsticks and you can be in it for drumsticks. If not, Shane will pick them out of the pot anyway. Do you want to give a big shout out to the gentleman who made this fantastic? Yeah. Do you like to give him a big shout out, Shane?
Phil Wallace, what an absolute legend. You might have met Phil down in Winter's End with us. He was the guy that did the Go Get It video. He also works with Always Outlaw magazine. He's just been great with us recently, and just been so supportive and services. So I mean, he knocked that up literally today. Was it today?
Yeah,
yesterday.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. You meet on the journey in a band, and he's just such a nice guy. Phil, thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Phil. Appreciate it.
With Phil in the future as well, because not only is he a nice guy, but his work is class.
So before I hit it one last time, thank you all for tuning in. Please go and check out our socials, like, share this video. I'm still doing that microphone thing, Shane. I'm still fucking leaning in like that.
You've been doing it all night, but
I know. If you can like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to keep this going. It's going to be every Tuesday, 9 p.m.
That's it.
And then I'll speak to you boys in a bit.
All right.
Thank you very
Power
much.
to the people.
Power to the people. Thank you. Take care.
Peace. Be safe, guys.